Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Little Bumblebear's Let's Play. I'm Kristen Little Bumblebear and I'm back with JumpStart. This is JumpStart 5th grade, a personal favorite of mine, probably in my top 5 favorites. You've already seen one of my other top favorites. Probably the last one was my top 3, which was JumpStart Kindergarten, the 1998 version. But yeah, so we're here with 5th grade. I certainly hope you guys enjoy. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below because I love interacting with you guys and talking about JumpStart memories. Let me know your favorite JumpStart game or if you remember playing this growing up. And please subscribe, join the family. And thank you for being here. Oh yes, I do stream on Twitch. Feel free to go check out my channel. And I have social media you can follow. I have Twitter and Instagram. All the links are in the description box. I also have a playlist with all the previous JumpStart uploads I've done. So go click on that and watch all my other JumpStart videos if you want to have more nostalgia hit ya. And of course, as I always mention, I have a Discord. If you'd like to be in it, all you have to do is ask for an invite in the comments down below, and I will get you an invite. It's a great place where we all hang out. It's a positive atmosphere. We talk about nostalgic things. We just talk about our day. Sometimes you'll see me record Let's Plays in the channels, in the voice chats. I stream in there sometimes. But yeah. So anyways, without further ado, let's go!
With no one to stop me, revenge is mine!
Started as another bleak day in Hooverville. The kind of day that, oh no, the detective movie marathon. Huh?
Miraculously, no one was injured in the blast that destroyed the Hooverville television relay station earlier this morning. Taking responsibility is one Dr. X, as he's calling himself, who has vowed to destroy the city, one building at a time.
Where was I? Oh yeah. It started as another bleak day in Hooverville. The kind of day that makes you talk to yourself while riding a bus. If it wasn't for this field trip to the museum, I'd have never have gotten involved in the biggest case of my life and the city's history. Hey, buddy! You dropped your glasses! Hey, mister! Hey! Huh? That was odd.
What's going on here? That was my nephew, Martin. Those bullies were carrying him away.
What was your nephew doing with thugs like those?
I don't know. He used to work non-stop with some doctor researching animal communications in his spare time while finishing his graduate studies. The next thing I know, he's got these lowlives around him, pushing him this way and that.
What do you mean, lowlifes?
Like those guys, thugs, good for nothing, wastes of space. Waste? What was I talking about?
What was your nephew doing with thugs like those?
I don't know. He used to work non-stop with some doctor researching animal communications in his spare time while finishing his graduate studies. The next thing I know, he's got these lowlives around him, pushing him this way and that.
What kind of animal communication?
This doctor he worked for used to have some kind of crazy notion that he could talk with the animals. Used to wear sea life on his head and claim that he could communicate with them. It's weird.
Anyways, I just want to quickly note that the reason this is one of my favorites is because I love the kind of nighttime noir, mystery, jazzy vibe to it. I just find it so charming, and it's definitely personally my kind of game genre. But yeah, so anyways, my neighbors have decided to start mowing the lawn, so I'm going to turn off my mic. I hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay.
Stop!
Help! Help! This madman's nuts! He's trying to sweep the floor with me! Sheesh! Lady and guy with broom, I am BF Skinny. Here, I got this note for you.
How do we find Martin?
Oh, Martin. They got Martin! Can't remember who... Oh!
You have no memory whatsoever?
None that I recall.
How do we find Martin?
Oh, Martin. They got Martin! Can't remember who... Oh!
Could you draw a picture of the men?
Look, lady, I'm a rat. You're lucky I'm even talking to you.
Is that bow tie some kind of fashion statement?
Yeah, I'm saying, hey, I'm a rat. I'm ready for anything.
You've got a point. Where did you come from?
Where did I come from? I'm a lab rat. You figure it out.
Yeah, but which lab? If Martin gave you this note, you must know where he is.
I'm sorry, Senator, I can't recall.
Where did you come from?
Where did I come from? I'm a lab rat. You figure it out.
That's it. I'm calling the exterminator.
Hold your horses, hold your horses. All I can remember is Martin telling me to take this note to the museum and give it to somebody. But I don't remember. He'll call me whenever he needs help, and I'll deliver notes here.
Huh? I need to figure out this crossword to get the coded message. Luckily, I'm already at the museum and can look for the answers in the exhibits. Let's see here. If I take the letters that the arrows are pointing at, then rearrange them, it's gotta be some sort of address. Mokel and Anna. Huh? That doesn't sound right. What else could it be? Oak and Maine. Do you know where Oak and Maine are?
Here, I've got a map you can take. Hooverville's pretty big, so this map's a big help. Move your mouse around to see what's what. Just click on a place to start a trip.
Skating's easy. Just don't fall. Use the arrow keys to move around the screen and the space bar to jump. Watch out for anything that might trip you up. The Electroplating Plant. Well, this is where the note said to come. Since no one's here to greet me, I guess I'll just have to pick that lock to get inside. This lock's tricky. I can pick it to get inside, but first I'll need to match all the numbers on the sides of these triangles. I can move them and spin them, but I have to solve the math problems first. To rotate the triangles, click on one and hit the space bar. But remember, you need to be done with all the problems first.
thank goodness you're here. We've got to hurry. Dr. X's men, they'll be back any minute.
So now that you're mixed up in a life of crime, I gotta ask, does it pay?
Only if you consider sleepless nights and stress-induced hair loss as payment. I'd say no.
Yeah, I'd say no too. What's with the rat?
Oh, BF? Oh, he was my favorite lab rat from my early days working for Dr. X. He can speak English, but latched on to old comedy routines from the movies we used to watch in the lab. Now he only speaks in bad jokes and tired cliches, but you gotta love the little guy.
Why can't he just talk normal?
Well, something went wrong with the experiments. Although he sounds and acts like a vaudeville entertainer, he has no short-term memory to convey simple thoughts. It's a good thing we weren't watching a lot of Star Trek.
I found your glasses. You want them back?
Oh, no, those glasses are for you. You'll need them to interpret the telepathic codes that Dr. X's thugs communicate with.
What are you talking about?
Dr. X had all his thugs equipped with octopus on their heads. The octopus interact with a certain neurotransmitter in their brains, encoding and transmitting their thoughts without having to speak. So you'll need to put on those glasses to be able to read their thoughts.
Who is this X you're talking about?
Dr. X was a brilliant scientist in the field of animal behavior who actually found a link between certain types of creatures and a neurotransmitter in the human brain that allows limited but effective cross-species communication. During the course of one of his experiments, though, he received a heavy dose of radioactive toast, and now he's a little bit crazy.
How crazy?
Crazy enough to force me to sabotage this electroplating factory. He has some mad idea about getting revenge on the companies that used to support his research. But according to him, they cut his funding unfairly. So now he plans to blow them all up. Quick, hide. They're coming back. Now's a good time to try out the glasses.
Huh? The lab assistant said I could read thoughts with these glasses, but the message is scrambled because I'm not wearing an octopus on my head. Thank goodness. I just need to put the right words into their proper places. And when you figured out where all the words fit, be sure to read what they've said. It could be valuable information. Oh, and if you start picking wrong words, your correct choices will disappear.
Quiet down and concentrate, you knuckleheads.
Looks like I'll need to get a few things in the city to try and get to that bomb. I bet I can go to places like the mine shaft, the juice bar, and the junkyard to get the items. But what would be insulation from electricity? What would lock down the control arm? And just what could I use as a conductive item to short out the terminals? I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I can't go there, I'm on a case.
Hey there, kid. I'm Jimmy the Shadow. Welcome to my humble establishment. What can I do for you, huh?
Have you seen anything that might prevent electrocution?
Yeah, a governor's pardon. Anything else?
I mean, something to insulate a person from electric shock, smart guy.
No, kid, I don't got nothing like that.
This place could really grow on you. Like a bad infection.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Just keep up with your tetanus shots. I'm looking for an object that will bridge circuits.
Could you be a little more cryptic?
I really need something that I could use to connect two electrical circuits to break them.
I might have some scrap metal in back I can get for you, but I need you to help me out with something first. In order to conserve space on my lot, I need you to rearrange this junk. Up there in the corner is a diagram that'll show you how the junk would best fit. The black shapes represent the pieces of junk that you'll need to try and copy the diagram. Did you follow me? Stop following me or I'll have you arrested. It's a little joke. Okay, here's what I promised you. Thanks for the help.
I can't go there, I'm on a case. Bernie? Is that you? What are you doing here?
Shh! Not so loud, Joe. I'm undercover getting a story. A reporter's work is never done. So, what's up with you, huh? What can I do for you? Just pretend you don't know me.
Do you have something to break a circuit?
Have you tried a baseball bat?
I really need a big hunk of metal to bridge two circuits.
All I've got are these tables and chairs, and you can't have them.
This place is seedier than a cornfield.
Yeah, but it's got atmosphere.
So much I can hardly breathe. I'm looking for some kind of insulation from shock.
Life can be pretty shocking.
I mean, I'm looking for something to prevent electric shock.
that kind of insulator. Well, I got some rubber boots in the lost and found, but you'll need to help me out first. Hey, mixing milkshakes is a snap. You just need to follow instructions. Take the measuring cups and fill them with the right liquid. Then dump it into one of your glasses. You'll need to get the right mixture or it'll taste awful. When you have the right amount, dump the glasses into the blender. It's easy. You've done good, Joe. Thanks. Here's what you need.
I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I can't go there, I'm on a case. I can't go there, I'm on a case. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I've already been there. I've already been there. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I can't go there, I'm on a case. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
Oh, my. Well, I haven't had a visitor since the Park Service closed the mine due to falling rocks. My name is Maggie Mead. What can I do for you?
What exactly are you doing with this stuff?
I'm organizing. What does it look like?
It looks like obsessive compulsion. Do you have a lock I can borrow?
Do you work for the Park Service?
Why, yes. Actually, I'm the Park Service ambassador from Yosemite. How did you know?
Lying gets you nowhere.
Do you have a lock I can borrow?
Do you work for the Park Service?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then. I've got an old lock that used to keep kids from playing in the mine shaft, but we don't need it anymore. I'll give it to you, but you need to help me a bit first. I'm sort of, well, afraid of the dark, but I need to get some objects out of the mine for my studies. I know they're down there, but I can't remember exactly where. There's 3 mine levels down there, getting older the further you go down. You can take the elevator to get to them. Oh, and watch out for rocks. I need red and green chilies. I need a horseshoe. I need a tooth from a saber-toothed tiger.
Walk over an object and hit the spacebar to examine it. Push A to jump. Push Z to duck. If your health meter gets too low, you'll have to start again. Look at the object and read the description. If it matches one of the objects that Maggie's asking for, click the green Accept button. If it doesn't, click the red Reject button. If you want to replace an object you found with a new one, click on the green button and it will replace the old object. There will only be one object per layer. If you want to hear what you're looking for again, click the question mark. Push A to jump.
I need a horseshoe. I need red and green chilies. I need a tooth from a saber-toothed tiger.
the up and down arrow keys to climb up and down ladders.
I need a horseshoe. I need red and green chilies. I need a tooth from a saber-toothed tiger. Thanks for the help. Here's what you wanted.
Okay, I've got all the goods. Now I need to get back to the electroplating factory. What are you still doing here?
Union Rule 6875A says the technician must go down with his factory.
A captain in his ship, eh?
Well, more like an electrical engineer in his electroplating factory. But that's the gist of it.
I need to use those items to get to the bomb. They're in my inventory. Okay, steady now. Disarming this bomb doesn't look too difficult. I hope. Okay, there's a series of batteries with different voltages. Now, in order to shut this thing down, I need to get the right combination of batteries turned on. I need to get the voltage meter, the number in the red box, equal to the target number in the dark blue box. To do this, turn the batteries on or off with the circuit android. Use the arrow keys to move the android and the space bar to flick the batteries on and off at the square junction boxes. That's simple enough, except there's also a couple of defense androids who'll try and stop me. If I get the defense androids on one of the open loops, I can cut the power by turning off the round junction boxes. That'll fry 'em up good. Okay, turn on a battery to add that voltage to your total, the number in the red box. Turn off batteries to subtract that number from your total. A yellow battery is on and a blue one is off. Try to match the red total counter with the dark blue target number. Just look what could have happened with such sloppy detective work. Some cases are fought for, and some drop in your lap. This one started with a trip to the museum and bumping into an old stranger. It's only gotten stranger from there. All I know for sure is I need some sleep.
How could you fail me? I will pound you into pulp. But later. So this little brat thinks she's won, eh? No matter. The game's far from over. They'll all learn to fear Dr. X.
Hey there, hi there, ho there! Boy, it's good to be out of the lab! I felt like I was just spinning my wheels! Get it? Lab rat, exercise wheel? Oh, boy, this is a tough crowd. Okay, all right, here's the note.
Huh? Ugh, another crossword. I guess I'll never get the message if I don't finish. These addresses are getting easier. What should Tully and Nuvik really be? Vale and Kent. It's gonna be messy if Dr. X destroys the oil refinery. I need to get through that lock to see what I can do. Another lock to pick. I'll need to match the numbers again. Let's see what they're talking about.
Quiet down and concentrate, you knuckleheads.
More stuff I'll need to get from town. Let's see. What could I use as a reflector? What kind of support structure could I make for those reflectors? And where am I going to find special equipment to lower myself down with? I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I can't go there. I'm on a case. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get her. I'll get you. I'll get her. Gotcha! Get in there and be a good little girl. Then maybe we'll feed you. To the fishes, that is.
Okay, here's how I see it. I can stack these crates to get to that broken window and out of this pit. But large crates won't balance on the smaller ones, so I've got to be tricky and only stack small ones on top.
Hey, Joe, good work at the electroplating factory. That was nice. Hey, it's too bad Dr. X is still out there, huh? What can I do for you today?
I'm looking for some kind of bendable metal, like strong wire.
How about a milkshake?
Milkshakes aren't bendable or metal.
Yeah, I know, but they're frothy-licious.
How long are you going to be working here on your story?
Well, actually, they replaced me at the paper with a typing chimpanzee, so I've got more time than I expected.
A typing chimp? That's pretty impressive. I need to do some rappelling. Do you have any ropes and pulleys?
You know, I did a story once on mountain climbing in the Rock Ridge Canyon. I spent all day riding a burro to the bottom, and then I tried to climb back out.
So, do you still have any equipment?
No, I didn't have the equipment then either. I guess that could have been the problem.
Well, Bern, I'm looking for some kind of reflective surface to redirect light.
Like small mirrors?
There are no small mirrors, only small people.
That is really weird, Joe.
Well, Bern, I'm looking for some kind of reflective surface to redirect light.
Like small mirrors?
Yeah, mirrors would work great. Do you have any?
Yeah. Hey, you never know what you'll find in the lost and found. Hey, I'll give them to you if you can give me a little help here first.
More drinks. Okay, let's get mixing.
You've done good, Joe. Thanks. Here's what you need. Oh, gee, Joe, I'm sorry. I'm just too busy to talk right now.
The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get you. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get you.
So, you're back again, huh? What can I do for you?
Jimmy, I'm here looking for something pliable, yet solid. Something that will hold.
That makes no sense at all.
Like some kind of wire.
Oh, well, how about a coat hanger? I got one right here, but I need you to do some work for me first. Just like last time, I need you to move the junk to look like that diagram there. Okay, here's what I promised you. Thanks for the help.
Oh, it's you. Well, you're becoming a regular here. What do you need now?
I need climbing gear, ropes and pulleys, that sort of thing.
Ropes and pulleys?
Yes, climbing gear.
Well, I suppose I've got that stuff laying around somewhere, but I'll need your help first. I need you to go down into the mine and find the following objects. I need a piece of an early American flag. I need a stalactite. I need a corn cob. Thanks for the help. Here's what you wanted.
I've got everything I need. Now I need to get back to the trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide. Ha! Gotcha! You'll never get out.
Well, let's try this again. Hey, what's the rumpus?
There's a bomb in the storage room, that's what. We'll be blown sky high.
Actually, we'll probably drown in oil first.
That's reassuring.
How can you stand to be around all this oil?
I used to try to stand around it, but it's so slippery I fell down a lot. Now I crawl around it.
People in this town are really strange. I need you to give me some information.
What kind of information?
Where can I get a good oil change?
People are always telling oil change jokes around me.
I need you to give me some information.
What kind of information?
How do I divert those lasers?
I suppose if you could hang from the rafters, you could lower yourself down and use strategically placed mirrors to redirect the lasers around the bomb. But I couldn't bear to watch.
Aren't you trained to handle this kind of thing?
I must have been sick that week of training.
You have no training?
I can operate the coffee maker.
Never mind. I need to use those items to get to the bomb. They're in my inventory. Alrighty, and done. Huh? Not this again. Okay, you know the deal. Use the arrow keys to move your android, the spacebar to turn batteries on and off. I guess you'll need to try harder. That would have been messy, if it really happened, that is. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get you. You can run, but you can't hide.
So, these three guys are walking through the desert, see? And they... Oh, never mind. Here, kid, here's a new note for you to figure out. Good luck.
Huh? Ugh, another crossword. Well, I guess I'll never get the message if I don't finish. Another scrambled address. Let's see. Olip and Limpk. Doesn't sound right. What else could these letters stand for? Pico and Mill. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide.
Chemical plant. So this is where Dr. X is targeted. I've got to get through that lock and see what he's done. Another lock to pick. I'll need to match the numbers again. Let's see what they're talking about.
Quiet down and concentrate, you knuckleheads.
Let's see what they're talking about.
Quiet down and concentrate, you knuckleheads.
These guys are doing all my work for me. But where to find protection for my feet? And what about a balancing pole? What could I use? Finally, how can I carry the bomb away while retaining my balance? The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. I'll get her. I'll get her.
Hey there, Joe. I heard that coat hanger came in handy for you. What do you need now?
I'm looking for something to tie down a bomb.
I can't tell you how many people asked me for the exact same thing.
I'm starting to really wonder about your clientele.
Yeah, me too.
I need something to protect my feet.
If you're looking for protection, you came to the right place.
I need to protect my feet from an acid.
I had athlete's foot once.
I need something to protect my feet.
If you're looking for protection, you came to the right place.
Okay, let me get this straight. People come here to feel safe?
Ironic, isn't it?
I need some kind of balancing pole.
Like a pole that one might use to balance one's own self with?
Yeah, like that.
Nope, don't have those.
What do you do with cars after you crush them into cubes?
They don't roll so well anymore.
Creepy. I need something to protect my feet.
If you're looking for protection, you came to the right place.
I need to protect my feet from an acid.
I had athlete's foot once.
I need some kind of balancing pole.
Like a pole that one might use to balance one's own self with?
Like that, but with not so many ones.
I don't have anything like that.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm looking for something to tie down a bomb.
I can't tell you how many people asked me for the exact same thing.
Really?
No, not really. But I have a scarf here you can use. Of course, you'll need to do a little task around the yard first. Just like last time, I need you to move the junk to look like that diagram there. Okay, here's what I promised you. Thanks for the help. Don't tell me. Dr. X has struck again, and you need something from me. Am I close?
Oh, I need a balancing pole.
Well, I've got a fishing pole.
Did you hear me say fishing anywhere in that sentence?
You got something against fishing?
There's something about this place that gives me the creeps.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
The creeps who hang out here. I'm looking for a kind of string to tie something down.
Now, you wouldn't be looking for a ribbon to tie up my birthday present, would you? Huh? Huh? Hey, what is this something you need to tie up, huh? Come on, tell me.
A bomb.
Oh.
Bernie, I need to get some kind of protection for my feet.
Well, let's see. Well, whenever I play basketball, I wear 2 pairs of socks to prevent blisters. Do you think that could work?
Yeah, maybe it would. Have you got an extra pair of socks?
Actually, I've got 16 pair in the lost and found. Don't ask me why. I'll give them to you if you give me a little help first.
More drinks. Okay, let's get mixing. More drinks. Okay, let's get mixing.
Done good, Joe. Thanks. Here's what you need.
Well, this is a shock. Twice in one day. Are you sure you're not from the Park Service checking up on me?
I need to tie something to my head. Got any ideas?
Well, you could try a Christmas tree ornament, but it's not very practical.
What I meant was, I'm looking for some kind of rope or string or material to tie something down with.
Oh, well, I don't have anything like that.
I need some kind of balancing pole.
Well, it's kind of hard to balance on a pole, isn't it?
No, I don't mean a pole to balance on. I need a pole to balance myself with.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose you could take one of my shovels. But you're gonna have to get something for me first. I need you to go down into the mine and find the following objects. I need a ladder. I need a compass. I need a grizzly bear claw. Thanks for the help. Here's what you wanted.
With everything I need, I should get back to the gas plant. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. I'll get you. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get her. I'll get you.
Do you have the situation under control?
Except for the part about a bomb dangerously close to exploding and flattening us all, I'd say yes.
Well, things could be worse, though I don't know how.
Oh, they could be worse. I could be the one crazy enough to go up there to try and disarm the bomb.
Do you have fun at this job?
It's a gas.
I'll just pretend I didn't hear that. What will happen if these tanks blow up?
Well, it would knock out all the bugs for 30 miles. Then again, it would knock out all the people, too.
Powerful pesticides, gas man.
I can't believe you just said that.
You've got to give me some ideas.
Ideas about what?
What should I do if I get to the bomb?
The acid is eating through the top of the tank, so I'd try to get the bomb out of there.
Never mind. I need to use those items to get to the bomb. They're in my inventory. Not this again. Okay, you know the deal. Use the arrow keys to move your android, the spacebar to turn batteries on and off. gumshoe business ain't so hard. I've figured out all the angles and taken advantage of my wits and charm. It's easy. Maybe too easy. What if this is just a setup? I can't chicken out now. Everything will be just fine.
How could she stop me twice? Ah, I am surrounded by incompetence. Enough! In the future, things will not be so easy for the little crime stopper.
Look out, ladies and gentlemen! B.F. Skinny's back in action, delivering another note for justice.
Another crossword. Well, I guess I'll never get the message if I don't finish. What should yearn and ever really be? Vine and rye. Why would someone mess with the Spatula Manufacturing Plant? Guess I'll need to get in there and see what this... another lock to pick. I'll need to match the numbers again. Let's see what they're talking about.
Quiet down and concentrate, you knuckleheads.
Giant pair of tweezers? That's ridiculous. What could I use instead? And what about a catapult? How could I make that? Finally, what could I use to protect myself from a fall?
What is it with you and junkyards? Don't you have any friends?
I'm looking for some kind of big, fake hand.
Oh, well. You must want the big fake hand emporium on 3rd and Vermont. This here's a junkyard.
You have nothing for me, do you?
No, nothing.
I've got plenty of friends, but they're not trying to stop a mad bomber.
Oh, I see. Stopping a mad bomber's too good for him, huh? What are your friends, some sort of big shots? You want I should take care of them for you?
I don't even want to know what you mean by take care of.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I just saw a shoebox marked cement. One size fits all.
Yeah, that's my favorite shoe brand. Cement.
You're several pieces of scrap metal short of a full heap, aren't ya? I need to get my hands on some sort of padding to cushion my fall.
Fall from what?
A leaning tower of spatulas.
All right. Listen, I'll pull down the giant catcher's mitt from one of the old billboards, but I need you to help me with some work first. Just like last time, I need you to move the junk to look like that diagram there. Okay, here's what I promised you. Thanks for the help. So, Joe, you're back again. I'm pretty busy right now, you know. What do you need?
What other sort of stories have you been working on lately?
I did a human interest story on a lady who collects rocks and things out at the old mine shaft. But my editor didn't think it was interesting enough.
I can't imagine why. I need something that I can pick up a large box with.
Like, some kind of forklift?
That seems a bit extreme. Do you have anything simpler?
Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I got some old ice forks. I'll get them, but you'll have to help me out first.
More drinks. Okay, let's get mixing.
You've done good, Joe. Thanks. Here's what you need.
The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. I'll get you. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide.
Now this is quite strange. You've come here 3 days in a row. I've never had visitors 3 days in a row.
Has anyone tried to buy this land to build houses on?
They tried once, but I chained myself to a rock, preventing the bulldozers from coming in. They said I was crazy.
I can't imagine why. I need something to tie down a giant spatula.
How about a giant flapjack?
How about something more like rope? Have you got any?
Oh, rope. Sure, yeah, I have some rope. But you'll need to help me out before I give it to you. I need you to go down into the mine and find the following objects. I need a logbook. I need an object from Mesa Verde. I need a noble metal. Thanks for the help. Here's what you wanted.
I've got all the goods. Now I need to get back. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get you. You can run, but you can't hide.
What have you done to prevent that tower from falling?
I haven't gone anywhere near it. That's my form of prevention.
I'm glad you're not in charge of wildlife preservation.
Oh, no ideas.
Do you only make spatulas here?
Only the world's finest spatula.
You should be very proud. How do you think we should get up there?
What do you mean, we?
What? You don't want to help?
I think I'll just wait in my car.
Any ideas about how to bring the bomb down safely?
Well, yeah, I got a ton of... Wait, did you say safely?
Yes, without making the bomb explode.
That's me, a man with a plan.
Never mind. Any ideas about how to bring the bomb down safely?
Well, yeah, I got a ton of... Wait, did you say safely?
What did you have in mind?
Hey, I enjoy preserved wildlife, especially beef jerky.
Never mind. How do you think we should get up there?
What do you mean, we?
What? You don't want to help?
I think I'll just wait in my car.
How do you think we should get up there?
What do you mean, we?
Okay, fine. Me. How should I get up there?
You could try to jump over the tower, but I don't see any superhero cape.
What have you done to prevent that tower from falling?
I haven't gone anywhere near it. That's my form of prevention.
I guess that's as good a plan as any.
If you could somehow propel yourself up there, like with some kind of a springboard, you could grab the bomb and land on top of something soft. I mean, I could get that giant spatula from the roof that you could use as a springboard. It'll be dangerous, but I see no other way.
I need to use those items to get to the bomb. They're in... Huh? Not this again. Okay, you know the deal. Use the arrow keys to move your android, the spacebar to turn batteries on and off. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. I'll get her. I'll get her. I'll get you. I'll get her.
Leaping lizards traffic's tough in this town. I just saw a city bus trying to get on the subway to beat the commute. Ouch! Ah, it's like performing for a brick wall. Okay, here's your note. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.
Huh? Let's see if you can figure out the address this time. Lilbumblebear isn't right. So what is? Pine and Bell. Let's see what the doctor's done this time. Need to get through that lock first. Another lock to pick. I'll need to match the numbers again. Let's see what they're talking about.
Quiet down and concentrate, you knuckleheads.
Out of control printing press. Now I've heard it all. Where am I going to find oil in town? How about a rope? Then there's the climbing hooks. Where should I look for those?
You again? What are you, lost? Are you maybe looking for a library or a club tree fort house of some kind?
I'm looking for small climbing hooks.
Hooks? For climbing?
No, hooks to hang onto a speeding newspaper printing press.
Oh, those hooks. Why didn't you say so? Nope, don't got 'em.
No. Whatever you're talking about. I'm only here looking for some rope.
What kind of rope?
The kind that you can make a lasso with.
What is this, huh? Is a rodeo in town or something? I haven't got any ropes.
What exactly is a club tree fort house?
I don't know. The kind of place you kids go to shoot marbles or whatever it is you do nowadays.
Whew, you sure are hip with the times. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here looking for some oil.
You're just here for oil? You're not just lost?
I'm not lost. I'm just looking for some oil.
All right. I'll give you some oil. But I need your help first. Just like last time, I need you to move the junk to look like that diagram there. Okay, here's what I promised you. Thanks for the help. You caught me with my hands full again, Joe.
You're a busy guy. I just need some rope.
Thick rope or thin?
Thick.
Nope.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm just looking for some climbing hooks.
The kind used to connect two ropes?
Yeah, that's the type. You have any?
Yeah, I'm using them as belt buckles, but I'll give them to you if you give me a hand.
More drinks. Okay, let's get mixing.
Done good, Joe. Thanks. Here's what you need.
Can't talk, must organize.
I don't mean to bother you, but I need some rope.
Rope? What sort of rope?
The kind of rope you make a lasso with.
I've got some in the shack. I'll get it for you, but you'll need to do something for me first. I need you to go down into the mine and find the following objects. I need a bonnet. I need the hardest natural substance known. I need an image inspired by a hawk or condor.
Push Z to duck.
I need a bonnet. I need an image inspired by a hawk or condor. I need the hardest natural substance known. Thanks for the help. Here's what you wanted.
I need to get back to the... What will you do while I risk my life disarming that bomb?
If it helps, I'll run around screaming, "We're all doomed."
No, thanks. I guess there's no way to get the bomb down.
Not without blowing it up.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Not particularly.
What should I do to get to the bomb?
Pray.
Anything else?
You could try your chances rolling up the conveyor belt.
There's no way to turn that machine off?
It's got its own power supply. I suppose turning that off would shut down the press.
Great! How do we shut down the power?
You have to turn the machine off to cut the power.
I need to use those items to get to the bomb. They're in my inventory. Not this again. Okay, you know the deal. Use the arrow keys to move your android, the spacebar to turn batteries on and off.
Quick! Quick! Ooh, they just grabbed the guy with the broom! Here, take this note before they grab me!
How could you let them go?
Hey! Look at me! I'm 8 inches tall! What was I supposed to do?
Well, you could have gnawed on their shoes or something. Did they say anything?
No, not a word. It was creepy, like they were communicating through, what's it called, ESPN.
Let's not talk about that.
Fair enough. But please, you've got to find them!
How did they know where to come?
I don't know. Maybe they followed me. I'm usually so careful, you know?
Did you scurry through all the dark back alleys?
No, I took the bus. It's faster.
Okay, who took him?
Guys! Big guys! Big, smelly guys! Big, smelly guys with bad manners!
With trench coats and purple hair?
That's the ones! You're not related to them, are you? I mean, if you are, their manners weren't that bad.
Never mind. Okay, who took him?
Guys! Big guys! Big, smelly guys! Big, smelly guys with bad manners!
Okay, tell me how you really feel about them.
They've got bad breath!
Huh? I've got a feeling this address will lead us to the right place. Just have to figure out what Nutta and Let should really say. Dale and Nut. Let's see what Dr. X has got for us this time. I'll just need to get through that lock. Another lock to pick. I'll need to match the numbers again. Suction cups? Where am I gonna find suction cups? And what could I use as a vine? The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. I'll get her. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll get you. I'll get you. I'll get her.
Well, what a surprise. It's you. I've been hearing good things about you. How can I help?
It'd help a lot if you had a couple of toilet plungers.
Well, that's the first time anyone said that to me.
Does that mean you don't have any?
You are correct.
Do you ever see any animals running around here?
Well, I once saw a talking rat who was running around telling jokes to the spare tires.
I can't imagine. Well, it helps just to know you're here, dealing with life's junk.
Your expression of gratitude is causing me some embarrassment.
Just keep up the good work.
I'll do my best.
Well, I need a fishing pole. I don't suppose you'd have one?
Did you say fishing pole?
Yeah, do you have one?
Have one? Ha! I got Big Bertha here, my favorite fishing pole. If you promise to take good care of her, I'll lend it to you. But first, you gotta help me. Just like last time, I need you to move the junk to look like that diagram there. Okay, here's what I promised you. Thanks for the help.
The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. I'll get you. You can run, but you can't hide.
Hey, Joe, I know the drill by now. What do you need?
I need a couple of toilet plungers.
A couple?
Yeah, you know, more than one.
Watch it, wise guy.
I need a couple of toilet plungers.
A couple?
Don't even ask.
Well, I can give you one plunger, but not two. Of course, I'll need your help first.
More drinks. Okay, let's get mixing.
You've done good, Joe. Thanks. Here's what you need.
I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town. I need to look for that stuff somewhere in town.
I suppose I'll get no work done until I get something you need, so what is it?
Well, I'm looking for a couple of plungers.
If you need to use a bathroom, just go use the outhouse.
I don't need a bathroom. I need a couple of plungers.
Well, I have one I was using to hold my window open. You can have it, but I'll need your help first. I need you to go down into the mine and find the following objects. I need the opposite of a stalagmite. I need a Hopi symbol of power spirits. I need a stamp. Thanks for the help. Here's what you wanted.
I've got all the good. Is there some way of getting up there to the bomb?
What, like with the remote-controlled swing arm?
I suppose you don't have one?
How right you are.
What's the situation?
The situation is, we're doomed.
You're an optimist, aren't you?
Sure. The plant is half full of molten steel.
What's the situation?
The situation is, we're doomed.
Besides that.
Oh, there's a bomb hanging from that beam way up above the melting tanks, which were blown open. So now there's a lake of molten steel below. We're doomed.
I need to use those items to get to the... Not this again. Okay, you know the deal. Use the arrow keys to move your android. The spacebar to turn batteries on and off. We couldn't let that happen in an educational product. Let's try that again. Uh-oh, the janitor's gone. I couldn't find him. I let him down. I failed. Maybe being a detective is too much work for me. Maybe tomorrow I'll just turn the matter over to the authorities. Yeah, tomorrow.
Just as I planned. To go home early is to underestimate your enemy. So she thought she could outsmart me? How cute. Let's see how she feels when she finds out about my little surprise.
Quick! Oh dear! Out of breath! We gotta stop him! Dr. X is gonna blow up Martin and the broom guy at the dam! We've got to do something!
What do you mean? How could he blow up the dam? What's he doing?
How could he? He's insane! Last night, he blew up the pumping station so the water pressure is sky high! When he blows the dam, that amount of water will destroy the city! You've got to stop him!
He blew up the pumping station? How do I stop him? How can I? Oh, it's all too big.
There's a way. There's a way to divert the water. At least that's what Martin was yelling when I left. But I didn't hear how. You've got to stop him, Joe. You're the only one who can beat him. I'm gonna go pack my bags. Not that I don't have complete faith in you.
He's right. I gotta try. I've got to stop Dr. X. I've got to get to the dam to stop Doc. The trick to skating is not to hit anything.
There she is, boys. Let's get her. You can run, but you can't hide. Ha! Gotcha! Get in there and be a good little girl. Then maybe we'll feed you. To the fishes, that is.
Well, let's try this again. Welp, there's the dam. Let's see. B.F. Skinny mentioned something about a way to divert the water away from the city. Maybe I should look around. Aha! A switch!
Well done, my young detective, but it is all for naught, for you shall not defeat the mighty Dr. X. Give me the trophy! Give me all the trophies! I am the most powerful person in the world! Look at me! Look at me! I'm growing! I'm tall! I'm everything!
Can't just leave him there to be blown to bits.
Since his mysterious disappearance, Dr. X hasn't been seen or heard from. Who knows where he may strike again? The Doctor's ruthless henchmen return to their regular jobs as busboys once the octopus were removed from their heads. They plan on opening a sushi restaurant someday. The extrasensory octopus went on to graduate from Hoover University with teaching degrees. What do they teach? Marine biology, of course. Martin, the lab assistant, after a stint of community service, obtained his PhD from Hoover University. Opting for a less stressful occupation, he now works for a major fireworks manufacturer. Martin's uncle, the museum janitor, won the state lottery and is now a multi-millionaire. In other words, he's still cleaning up. After a falling out with the janitor, the broom went on a national tour ending with sold-out performances at Carnegie Hall. He's sweeping the nation. Maggie Mead is still organizing her way through Boulder Canyon. What can I say? Some things never change. Jimmy doesn't like it when people talk about him, so let's move on. Bernie returned to the Hoover Daily News, where he won the Pulitzer Prize for his in-depth article on bovine beverages and the duality of man. B.F. Skinny became a talk show phenomenon, crossing the country to do show after show. Why the attraction? As he points out, Why not? I'm a talking rat. Jo Hammet, 5th grade detective, received national attention and recognition for foiling Dr. X. But she didn't let it go to her head. She's finishing school, still fighting crime, and always on the trail of the elusive Dr. X.
Well, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed JumpStart 5th grade. I had a blast replaying this game again after so many years. I loved this game. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Remember, there'll be a playlist in the description box of the other JumpStart games. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below. And subscribe for more JumpStart coming soon. Remember, you are special and loved. You are never alone. And you're always welcome to come hang out anytime. Until the next video, God bless. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye, everyone.